Hello everybody on YouTube, this is EBDBZ and I'm coming at you with a reaction video to Dragon Ball Super Episode 60. In this video there will be spoilers. I'm going to be talking about the episode, so if you haven't seen it and you don't want anything to be ruined for you, please stop watching right now. The overall reception to this episode, a lot of people didn't like it. They said there was no action. They were right, there really wasn't much fighting, and there was way too much talking. I myself, I didn't not like the episode, but I also didn't like it. I understand the necessity or the need for these story progression type episodes. I understand that story progression is needed, explaining things about explaining the whole situation, really making it more concrete and for everybody to understand. That's good, and adding in some character development in these arcs is good. It's Dragon Ball Z. I understand that everybody, they want to see the fight scenes and that's all they want because that's the awesome stuff. But guys, let's understand that they can't possibly be fighting all of the time. So let's get into the episode. It starts off with just pretty much where 59 let off. They're all outside Capsule Corp in the evening, and Trunks is still kind of skeptical about Beerus saying that the future should be saved. And this ticks Beerus off, and Whis has to push him aside and calm him down. Then they go to a scene when they're having dinner outside. Everybody, with the exception of Trunks and Vegeta, and I'll get into Vegeta in a second, they're all enjoying their meals, and it's like steak and shrimp and all that, and it all looks really delicious. And Trunks is just sitting there looking down at his plate. And I think the writers have done a really, really good job at setting him apart from everybody else in this arc. I want to think that Trunks was just looking at this plate because he's not used to this type of treatment. He's not used to being able to sit with his loved ones, his family and his friends, and sit down and have this enormous feast and just not worry about anything. And Trunks' entire life, he has been, his daily life has been a struggle for most of his life, and many times he's probably almost died. So I think, props to the writers for really setting him apart. I think they did a really good job. Other than Trunks, Vegeta, he seems a little bit, down in the dumps about the fight, how it went, and that if they were to go back and it would result in another fight, he said, they needed a plan. The last time they fought, it did not end well for all three of them. All three of them, they got their asses kicked, essentially. Moving on, they're down at the time machine, and Trunks is getting ready to go, and he's thanking Beerus for what he did, taking care of Zamasu, and that even though he can't fully believe him, he's still gonna hang on to this miracle of this sliver of hope that the future will be fixed. And Beerus responds with, I don't care about your future, just go. Trunks, bows and whatnot, asks Vegeta if he's going to go. Vegeta says, yeah, he'll go. And right before they're about to leave, Kid Trunks pulls Trunks aside, and they have this odd dialogue. They fly above the city, and essentially future Trunks is explaining to Kid Trunks that in his timeline, Goku's dead, Vegeta's dead, and the android 18 that is married to Krillin is the one that was killing people in his timeline, and how his timeline is the future of their timeline, but it's also a completely separate world. And it's kind of like this, almost like this Dragon Ball Z timeline inception type jazz, and I really didn't get it. And that's really it. I just didn't get it. I might have to watch the episode again and really pay attention, but yeah, I didn't get it. Moving on, they fly back down, and Goku says he'll come. And Bulma also says that she's going to join them and go to the future, and she also gives Trunks a brand new denim jacket with the classic Capsule Corp logo. So they get into their little time machine, and they're off. They're flying, going to the future, and just before they blink away, Kid Trunks flies up to the sky and tells future Trunks, do your best. Kind of another weird scene. So they get to the future, and guess what? Future's still ruined, and there's a scene of Zamasu and Zamasu and Black and their forest couples getaway, and they sense that the protagonists are back, and I guess off they go to go find them. And so they're in the city, and a resistance fighter finds Trunks, and they're going down to the subway, and Mai seems to have gotten hurt whether on a supply run or something, they're fighting Black Goku, but she's hurt and she's not doing very well. And we have this another weird scene, I think an unnecessary scene. Trunks chews up a senzu bean and kind of just, mama birds it, just spits it into Mai's mouth and heals her that way. It's kind of like a mouth-to-mouth resensutation. Yes, mouth-to-mouth resensutation. And we have this really, really dumb scene with Goku saying, like, hey, I didn't, Trunks kissed someone. I've never done that before. And Vegeta points out, like, hey, you're married. And Goku responds with, I didn't know those two things had, something to do with each other. Really dumb. I don't know why they threw that in there. I didn't think it was that funny. Maybe some people did. I was like, what? Why? I mean, you've had 2 kids. How have you not kissed someone? So Mai is back. She's better. She's wiping the blood and the dust or the dirt off her face, and she's good. And then immediately it cuts to Vegeta, and he's sensing that Black and Zamasu, they're there. So off the 3 go. Not Black, Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks, and Bulma's there to console Mai, to keep her sane, and says everything's going to be fine. They get outside, and there they are, Black and Zamasu. Black states, hey, I'm glad you're here. You're going to make me get even more powerful. Vegeta jumps right into the action, even though the action lasts about 5 seconds, but he jumps right into it and basically makes the plan that they have to kill Black first, or defeat Black first, and Goku goes right along with it, like, okay, that's our plan. They get into a little altercation, I guess I'll call it. They throw a few punches, and they release some weird, like, energy thing that goes across the planet and cuts down some buildings and stuff. I don't know if that was an indication that they were fighting evenly. I don't know. But a good thing here is, we have Black saying to Vegeta, like, hey, you want to beat me, don't you? And Vegeta, this is a huge moment for him. He says, I don't want to beat you for my own satisfaction. I want to do it for Trunks and the people of this timeline. This is huge. This is huge, huge, huge. The last time he was doing this was in the Majin Buu arc, when he was Majin Vegeta and blew himself up. So, hats off to Vegeta. He's doing this for someone else because he cares about his son and because he cares about these people in the future. So, good on ya. After that, it's just more talking, and it ultimately leads to Black's identity being revealed, and it turns out that it's just another iteration of Zamasu that changed bodies and minds with Goku. So he has Goku's body, but it's Zamasu's mind. And he essentially killed the Goku's mind that inhabited Zamasu's body. Kinda saw it coming. It really wasn't a surprise to me. Yeah, it just wasn't a surprise. It would have been better for me to think that Zamasu just wished this ally, this ally of Goku to come help him. I think that would have been better, but I guess this works just as fine. But the only thing I don't like right now is that there are now 3 iterations of Zamasu. We have the future Zamasu that I guess killed Gowasu and got the Potara earrings and wished for Black. We have the Zamasu that is Black. And then we have the present Zamasu that was killed by Beerus. So there's 3 iterations, and I'm having a really, really hard time keeping all this in line. Hopefully they'll do a better job of explaining it in the coming episodes. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to get some comments from you guys, some feedback on what I need to improve on. I have other videos up, so feel free to check them out. And thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.